Next up, here she is. She is about to be born on the stage of the Ridgefield Playhouse. First timer, ladies and gentlemen, Nancy.
Hey, I'm Nancy. How's everybody? I am so excited to be here, but at the last minute, I almost had to cancel. About a week after I started the class, found out that I have mold in the floors at home. So my boyfriend and I, we pack up our house like crazy people. We stick everything in storage, and we go and we move into a hotel for 10 romantic days and fantasy-filled nights. Not. The strange thing with all of this is I find out afterwards, right afterwards, that I have a problem with my pelvic floor. What's a pelvic floor, you might ask? So let me just say, my pelvic floor is misshapen. I don't have mold. So what is a pelvic floor? A pelvic floor is a muscle and connective tissue that stretches between the tailbone and the pubic bone like a hammock. It supports my furniture, my womb, my bladder, my bowels. I've got to find out what's hanging out in my hammock that's causing me these problems. So I'm sent to a pelvic floor therapist. Have you ever heard of it? No, not me. She's trained in working the muscles down here to help improve things like incontinence, difficulty with peeing, pooping, and even intercourse. They call this problem vaginismus. Yeah, you heard me, vaginismus. I've got an easier term for all of this. It's called PTSD of the vagina. Penis, tampon, sexual disorder. So I'm referred to Amy. Amy's a pelvic floor therapist. I contact her and she tells me, come dressed like you're coming to the gym. So I show up and Amy's got this room filled just like a gym. It's got an exercise bike and those big balls and stretching bands, even a Pilates machine. And I think to myself, I'm really going to like this type of workout and treatment, especially since my insurance pays for it. So Amy says to me, I need to take a history. So I provide her the information, and then she says, I need to take you in the back room for an exam. I'm like, what? What's the matter? My word's not good enough for you? So on the walk back there, I thought I heard this song playing. You know the one by Calvin Harris? Feel So Close? I don't know, maybe it was an ovary reaction. Anyway, Amy now tells me she has figured out what my treatment is to help my problem. I have to visit with Amy twice a week for 6 weeks, 30 minutes at a time for her to do personal stretching. I don't remember the last time I got 30 minutes twice a week. So in between my visits with Amy, she assigns me homework. What's my homework? I have to order from Amazon these vaginal dilators. I'm so relieved I don't share a Prime account with my 29-year-old son anymore. So the box arrives, and I open it up, and neatly packaged are 4 vaginal trainers. They are packaged as a vaginal trainer. I'm like, training? This needs training? I thought this is kind of like your unnatural kind of body function like breathing. A couple of days later, I receive an email, and in the subject line it says, hey, how's it going? Need any help? I open up the email, and it's this company that sold me these vaginal dilators. I call them dildos. And they're asking me if I want to talk to one of their representatives one-on-one to get guidance on how to use them. I'm like, is this some new sex hotline? Personally, I really feel as though the HIPAA laws have been violated here. That privacy has just gone out the window. I need to figure out who to complain to. So I go and I open up this box. And as I said, there's 4 of these neatly lined up. The 2 small, slender ones, and then right next to it, 2 much larger, gigantic ones. And I pick these things up, and I look like I should be at the airport guiding the planes on the tarmac. So next week's my last visit with Amy. And I have a confession I have to tell you. I'm ready to propose. So trainers. The only time I can recall having a trainer was when my mom took me shopping for a bra when I was a young teen. They called them back in the days training bras. I really didn't think you could train these things either. Right now, I would really love a training bra because I'd like to keep them up here as opposed to down here. This is what age does for you. I can remember sitting with my bestie, Susan, when we were both pregnant, and we were comparing. We couldn't believe the sizes of the way our tummies have grown and our boobs have grown. Susie couldn't wrap her head around this, so I ran and I got my bra, my maternity bra, and I put it on my head and tucked the strap under my shoulder, and now I'm marketing yarmulkes with chin straps. Quite honestly, I would like to go back to my hippie days. I'd like to go braless, skip this whole thing about spending so much money on these expensive bras, and just let them hang out. And if I'm getting all dressed up, I'll just buy a larger pair of panties, tuck them right into the waistband, and I'm done with it. That's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Now I know what you're wondering. Was that young boy Matthew in the same class with Nancy? Talking about dilators, and the answer is yes.